Shalom! G'day all. This is Tehillim29, doing my next Rainbow Press and Comics review of Undiscovered Country by Snyder and Soule. Just a quick rating for the cover. 7.5 out of 10. And I also enjoy that in the comic itself it shows you how they came up with the cover. That is fantastic. So good job with that. For the artwork, here is definitely a 7.5 out of 10. And it's seen throughout the whole story. Pretty consistent. Not just in the lights, but also in some of the darks too. Like here with the dark. Moving into the story, this story revolves presently around 3 to 4 characters. There's Bukowski, who basically runs a military operation. There's Dr. Graves, a female doctor that was approached before heading into this undiscovered country. Then there's Chang, who sort of almost comes off like a militia person. I could be incorrect on that. And then there's one of the key characters which is met towards the end of the story and also spoken of mid-story, Sam Algen. Now, rating how the cast of characters was done, I really think it could have been slightly better. So if I were just to rate the cast of how it was done, maybe 5.5 out of 10. They've done a pretty reasonable job in regards to locations within the story. Of course, this being the first issue, it doesn't need comic references, being its own run. But I do expect those to come later. One thing this issue did do is provide at the end of the comic a lot of information around the building of this story, including the world. With some of the panels and also with some of the story, it slightly reminds me of a mix of it's the Mortal Instruments, just in regards to some of the art of like what's shown, and a little bit Mad Max-ish, but it doesn't mean it will be shown like throughout the whole of the run. That's the impression I get. Another good thing that was also shown within the story was a bit of a map of basically the unseen part of this world, of how it's broken up into sections. There was also references made covering time, sort of like when certain events occurred. I really enjoyed that. Charles Soule and Scott Snyder, you're definitely on your game there. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, because it's one of the little things that I do like to pick at in comics, but not for a bad reason, more so for a good reason. Because I like when time is indicated in a comic. In other words, such as when an event occurs, it occurred at this time before or this time after. Or it could be addressing the present. For the story rating overall, 7.5 out of 10. Thank you very much. I'm not too sure if I'll pick up the second issue, but I'll definitely keep an eye on the series. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And let's keep it colourful.